Hi, my name is Andy Frummel, and this is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with Gothic Elements. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde contains many instances where you can find Gothic elements. The story starts out focusing on a man called John Utterson, a close and well-respected friend of Dr. Jekyll. He is walking with a man who just witnessed a man identified as Mr. Hyde run over a little girl and pay off her parents. What makes it real fishy is that Dr. Jekyll just recently changed his will for all his money to go to Mr. Hyde. John proceeds to ask Dr. Jekyll about the situation, who tells him to mind his own business. A year later, Mr. Hyde shows up again and kills an old man with a cane. The murder weapon turns out to be a gift that John gave to Mr. Jekyll. In questioning, Dr. Jekyll shows the police a note from Mr. Hyde claiming that he ran away. The handwriting is suspiciously close to Dr. Jekyll's. A little while later, a friend of John dies and writes a mysterious letter. Dr. Jekyll starts acting very weird and continues to stay in his lab without coming out. The men break in to find Mr. Hyde dead on the floor of his lab with a note sitting next to him. John takes the note home with him and opens it when he gets home. The first note is from John's friend, which explains that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are the same person but transforming with using the potion. The second one is from Dr. Jekyll, and it explains why he transformed into Mr. Hyde. He wanted to separate his good and bad side, but eventually the potion got out of control and made him transform and do bad things. So he tried to kill himself to stop Mr. Hyde from doing bad things and hurting people. Gothic elements. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde portrays how Gothic literature transformed into horror with beasts and terror. Dr. Jekyll's bad side, Mr. Hyde, is portrayed as some kind of beast who does very bad things. This shows the irrationality of Dr. Jekyll, who thinks that he can do good by turning into a bad beast to do bad things, which will, in his mind, clear his Dr. conscience. Jekyll to often find himself in bad situations, since he can't seem to find a balance between the parts of him, Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. In the end, this will turn out to be Dr. Jekyll's ultimate downfall. He can't seem to find a balance between the two, Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll. Mr. Hyde strikes fear in the community with his brash behavior and his scary appearance. He turns out to be so evil that someone would kill themselves to get rid of him.